If Ask wasn't around, I'll be honest, I'll probably be in a gang. I was surrounded by a lot of bad people, and I grew up in a neighborhood that wasn't so well.
When you go from a household in which you have your entire family together to splitting that family apart, it kind of does something to you at 14 years old.
I used to live in a pretty ghetto neighborhood, and pretty much there's not really nothing out there except for gangs and, drugs and stuff like that.
Around me in my school, there's always people smoking around me and trying to do drugs, trying to sell me stuff. I always said no because I didn't want to be a part of that life.
I was going down the wrong path. I was about to quit skating when I saw the event on ASK, and when they told me to join, it brightened my day. And ever since that day, I felt better as a person, just in general, and have gotten way better mentally.
Over the years, it's been such a cool experience. I can't wait to tell future people that I'm looking upon, like my kids maybe, tell them about my experience and maybe open their eyes into skateboarding and show them there's a whole nother world out here. And just joining Ash, that really just opened the doors for me to be like, hey, there's a different path from this bad path.
Yep.
Mike, take one.
Let's do it.
Did I do that right?
Yeah, let's do Ask Documentary. Take one.
Yeah, Ask Documentary, take one. You ought to have one of those little things. Make me feel a lot better. Okay, my name is Mike Donlin. I'm founder and executive director of Ask Foundation. Ask Foundation is a nonprofit benefiting some of our city's most at-risk kids. It's one of the oldest, if not the oldest, grassroots nonprofit benefiting skateboarders in the country. We give these kids a window of time in their life that is positive, interactive, diverse, a place they can share their talents and get props and kudos from kids all over the world. It's a phenomenal success. It's kind of interesting how it started. I was a member of the Long Beach City Council. The year 1996, enjoying my Sunday day off, gardening, something I don't get to do very often. My wife came outside. She said, Mike, you have a phone call from a guy that's in panic mode. And I said, tell him I'm not here. Tell him I'm at the grocery store or whatever. She said, no, you really need to talk to this guy. He is hyperventilating. Councilman, you have to come over here right now. They're destroying my property. I just put in a new lawn and sprinkler. They're tearing everything up. And I represented some bad areas, and I thought, well, what is it? And he goes, skateboarders. So I thought, damn. And my son was a skateboarder, so I got in the car and went over there, and there they were. I get out of the car, and I said, guys, the guy's kind of pissed off that you're skating in front of his house, and can you just move or skate somewhere else? And this little kid came up to me. His name was Jonathan. He was 10 years old. Got up in my face, and you're a big shot, aren't you? And I go, yeah. Why don't you build us a skate park? We can't skate in the schools. We can't skate in office buildings. And now this guy won't let us skate in our own neighborhood. We need a skate park. Right, so I recognized the need, and it was all because of a little 8 to 10-year-old skateboarder. I never imagined what it would become. It evolved. There was never a plan. Every year it grew, and there were more kids involved.
I'm Kevin Humphrey, and I skate and play basketball, and I'm from Compton.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Jesus Saginaga. I'm from Long Beach, California.
My name is Jason Romero. I'm 15 years old.
My name is Jeremiah. I'm from Long Beach, California.
Hi, yo by Neo Pancho.
My favorite part about skateboarding is landing tricks and just the feeling after it, Working so hard to get a trick and then you land it, just the feeling after that. Nothing compares to it.
I love rails. I know I'm short, but I love doing them. My favorite part about skateboarding has to be all the friends I make and the little circle that I have around me.
Once a month, we feed the kids, we do tricks for dollars, we do a best trick, get the kids together, just have a spot and an opportunity to get them together to skate together.
My main role is to come out to the skate events and basically MC the skate contest for the kids. I love MCing the events. They're super fun. I've been doing them over 10 years. I get the crowd hyped, I get the kids hyped.
Third place goes to this guy right here. You. Over you.
We do tricks for dollars. We give away boards, wheels, all kinds of other cool stuff.
Ask Long Beach has provided a safe place for skaters to come, be creative, meet up with friends, meet new people. We all take care of each other. It's a good environment for kids.
Currently, I'm the president of the Ask Foundation. Mike would hire Keen Ramps to set up the skate contest. I think the biggest thing that stood out about Ask was just seeing that family aspect within a skate park. You know, I grew up going to skate parks and that's how I made all my friends, right? But there wasn't anything tying us together. So I just really like the aspect of, oh, this is essentially just regular old skating, kids at a skate park, but there's something to sort of bind them together. And I thought that Ask did a very tasteful way of creating this family vibe around the local Long Beach skate scene.
It happened organically. There was no plan, there was no organized effort. It just organically grew because of the kids' interest and involvement in skateboarding. After we came up with a new name, Ask Foundation, we knew that we wanted to go in the direction of creating a nonprofit. Once I made the decision to move forward on developing the skate parks, I went to the city manager and told him what I wanted to do, and there was a big liability issue because skateboarding was not on the list of hazardous sports that cities could provide for. So we did a road trip to Sacramento. We lobbied the Judiciary Committee to add skateboarding to the list of hazardous sports, which we did successfully. And when that was done, I came back to the city and we had to do a feasibility study on the benefits and pros and cons of skate parks. The only way that I knew to effectively do this was for me to step aside and put kids out in front.
Connecting with the local skaters is critical. Ensuring that their voice is loud and clear and front and center. I think Mike, more than anyone, understands that when serving a particular constituency, in this case, the local kids and trying to get them a skate park, that their voices need to be heard, that they need to be involved in, all of the decisions being made about this project. But also, he understood that there was an opportunity to engage them in a different way, in having them doing the work, having them reaching out to the community, having them talking to other local leaders and, representing themselves, and ultimately having done, a lot of the work to get the skate park built. And that sense of pride, that sense of accomplishment that comes with really getting in there and having some skin in the game.
We went to community meetings, went to commission meetings, went all over the city to promote skate parks. They listened and learned the pros and cons of skate parks, and they were all well seasoned and ready to go. When we went to city council, they had all the answers to all the questions that could possibly happen. So my effort was to put these kids in front of the city and have them ask for something.
And I think the one thing that's been most critical for us in the city is we wouldn't have developed skate parks the way we did if it had not been for the foundation actually providing the input and professional advice from skaters on how these parks should be built.
Politicians want youth involvement. This was it. This was the epitome of youth involvement. They had passion, they had commitment.
Would you please join me in welcoming to the McBride Skate Park, Long Beach, the one and only Tony Hawk.
Thanks for including me. Congratulations to everyone in Long Beach. I hope you enjoy your park. That's what it's about, is to try to develop skate parks in areas like this and to see the sense of pride the kids have in it and the fact that they really were part of this process and they saw it come to fruition because of their hard work. Tony, take one. There you go. One take. First try Fridays. I feel like I've been in skate park advocacy most of my life because I started out skating at skate parks. I got into skating as it was sort of falling out of style, and then as I got really into it, all the skate parks closed. So I always have an affinity for skate parks and what they brought to me in terms of a sense of community, a sense of self-confidence, a sense of identity. McBride was, I think, the turning point to getting a lot of skate parks built, or to at least getting them endorsed and approved, because getting that first skate park built in a city is always a big hassle and a big challenge, and there's a lot of pushback usually from older city council members, people who buy into stereotypes of skateboarding.
There was an intention to making sure that particularly neighborhoods that maybe weren't as invested in or lower income communities also had access to really good parks. And so a lot of the great parks in Long Beach and some of the, I think, most dynamic spaces have been in communities that really needed that additional support.
Prior to joining Ask, I kind of, I was going through stuff. I had lost my grandpa, my mom's dad, and that was pretty hard on, you know, me and my brother.
If Ask wasn't around, I'll be honest, I'll probably be in a gang because I was surrounded by a lot of bad people. That's where my friends were at and everything, so I would just follow them.
When you go from a household in which you have your entire family together to splitting that family apart, it kind of does something to you at 14 years old.
I feel like if I'd never got involved in Ask, I would be in the streets, you know, gangbanging, doing stupid stuff that I shouldn't have, you know, or should not be doing. And I feel like if I didn't, I would either be in jail or dead. But then I joined Ask, which kept me out of that, kept me going in the right path, and kept me from hanging with the wrong people.
The city council really didn't have any objections. The pushback was from people in the community. Those of us involved in skateboarding refer to them as the haters. You build skate parks, you're gonna increase crime, it's gonna decrease your property value. These kids are hoodlums, they're gangbangers. We heard all of it.
A lack of things to do for the kids after school between the hours of 3 and 8 at night. There aren't the programs I'd like to be able to see. There are some, but there are not. To be able to put a skate park there and to give kids a place to go where they can focus their energies in a positive way, where the physical demands of being a good skateboarder are such that you don't want to go down the avenue of drugs. You want to stay out of gangs. You want to be an athlete, you know, in a skateboard environment.
I actually interviewed a Long Beach police officer once who told me that the skate park is a blessing because he knows that when kids are there, they're safe, they're together, they're gonna watch out for each other, and they're out of harm's way. He understood very clearly that the skate park represented a sanctuary, not a threat. Skate park activists in Watts have told me that, you know, the couple of small parks that they have there are places where the gangs just don't hang out. You know, those are places where the kids can go and skate and not be harassed or not be, you know, not have encounters with gang members. The gangs like to control, you know, like wherever they are. They like to control the scene and the situation. And with skateboarding, there's just people moving around all the time and there's like activity and they can't really control it. So they just end up, you know, congregating elsewhere. And so there's something about the activity that just kind of creates a perimeter of like kind of its own safe space, you know.
In an urban setting, if you don't design and provide skate parks, your whole city becomes a skate park, and that's not necessarily a positive thing. You know, you can get complaints from business owners or home owners that, you know, just the presence or activity of skateboarding sometimes has a detrimental effect.
This is all the red tape we had to cut through. One is just stereotypes and the stigma that skaters are troublemakers, that they're a nuisance, that they trespass. Yeah, they do all those things because you didn't provide a place to skate for them. So they're forced to go skate on public and private property and hop fences.
So behind me is Michael K. Green Park, also known as Black Mike Park. He was a skateboarder that got shot and killed back in 2005, and he passed away. And they built this skate park in his memory.
When we made the decision to develop the 14th Street Skate Park, which is the Michael K. Green Skate Park, that was one of the highest crime areas in the city of Long Beach. And people thought I was crazy. I said, no, if you give these kids something to do, it's gonna benefit. It's gonna get them off the streets. Within 3 years after the Michael K. Green Skate Park was built, drug-related crime decreased by 60.9%, violent crime by 29.3%, overall crime 22.8%, and calls for service by 23%. And that's the skate park that really woke the city up to recognize the benefits of our skate parks. When we talk about skate parks benefiting cities and lowering crime, it's not just talk, we have proof.
So I was really involved in the Michael Green Skate Park as a council person, and then in maintenance and improvements as mayor, and that was a really obviously special park. It was obviously tragic in a sense of what happened, but the fact that we were able to have input and love and support of Michael's mother and of the youth and those that skated there, and that was, I think, a really great moment for the city, and really proud of that park.
This foundation has saved a lot of lives, believe it or not, and it has brought skateboarding a long way. If we end up getting rid of it, or if it ends up going away, not necessarily skateboarding would go away, but it wouldn't be as life-saving or life-changing.
I'm really thankful for ASK. It helped me a lot. They made me be able to say that I actually did have a childhood. Most people don't get that privilege, and I'm just so happy that they opened the doors for me to have a childhood.
A big thing that Ask taught me over the years of being with them was not only to be a role model for people around you, the majority of the time younger people, but to sometimes be a brother for those people as well.
There's a stigma with skate parks that it attracts the wrong crowd, when in all actuality, a lot of times it's attracting the better kids. You know, the kids who want an outlet, they want to do something creative. There's a lot to be gained from the tenacity of kids that do these sports.
When you go to a skate park, you see folks from every part of town, from disadvantaged communities and opportunity communities to high resource communities, all together celebrating and learning from one another through this art and craft and sport of skating.
That year and a half or so of what we called COVID lockdowns, skateboarding boomed. People discovered skating in those months because they were stuck in one place. And a lot of people were kind of curious, like, oh, I always want to learn how to skateboard. I guess I have time now. And we could not keep skateboards on the shelves. That, in turn, became more need for skate parks.
I'm 70 years old. I plan to do this until I can't walk anymore, but there will come a time that we do have to have other people involved in running it. So I think the objective right now is to secure some kind of long-term funding for the future, because it's such a benefit to kids.
Partnering with the Ask Foundation changes lives. It can save kids. The A stands for action, and the S stands for sports, and the K is about kids. And that's the beauty of the Ask Foundation. They live and breathe that every day, and they make a difference every day.
The money would be going towards our future skate contests, and also back to fixing our parks.
We're gonna be able to give out more backpacks and school supplies, or get laptops for them, or have a space where they can make art or whatever the case might be. We could get a grant writer, and then the grant writer could help get scholarships for these kids to do trade school or college if they want.
I would say that an investment in the Ask Foundation is a really good investment, because the money is going directly into supporting so many young people that really love skating, and where skating is really the outlet that they have to build community and friendship and teamwork. A great organization, and I definitely encourage folks to involve.
You know, I think ASK Long Beach and the work of the organization and the work of Mike Donnell in particular has really put Long Beach on the map for skateboarding and for skateboarders, not just around the country, but around the world.
When something goes away that you really love and you have a passion in, you end up going away.
You're gonna be keeping kids out of trouble. You're gonna keep kids out of going to prison or doing drugs that no kid should be doing. It's a safe zone. It's where you wanna go and just create a vibe. You meet people, you create these memories.
And by investing in skate parks, you're investing in the youth, and you're giving them something positive, and you're keeping them on the right track. You're keeping them engaged in positive activities, and it's an investment that will pay multiple dividends as time goes on.
Without question, we would not be this far along in terms of having so many skate parks and having invested to this extent into the skating community if it had not been for the advocacy and leadership of the Ask Foundation. By investing in skate parks in Long Beach, we're really investing in our youth. And when we invest in our youth, we invest in families, we invest in communities.
If someone is considering supporting Ask Foundation and they don't know what it is or what the impact is, go to a skate park in Long Beach. Go see how many kids are using it and how it is an eclectic group of people that are all enjoying, that are all cheering each other on.
My current goal right now is to give the foundation longevity, to continue beyond my time with it. You know, I'm going to do this as long as I possibly can, as long as the funding's there. But talking to our board members, what we need to do is find a sustainable way to fund it. And right now we have no staff. So in order to continue this legacy that Ask Foundation is we need a staff. If I have any goal, it would be funding to continue what we've done and continue making a difference in the lives of children through skateboarding.